Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Sustainability Podcast. I'm your host, Cindy Marioki, and today I am joined by Zia Bett, the owner and founder of Zia Africa, a made in Kenya sustainable fashion brand that seeks to make timeless, high quality pieces that are stylish as well, right?
Ooh, I love that intro. And your voice is so calming.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we're so glad to have you here, Zia. I think you are actually one of the first of your kind, made in Kenya sustainable fashion brand. You're the
Ooh,
first guest of your kind on this podcast.
thank you.
And we're excited to learn more about your journey to creating Zia Africa.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Great. Let's dive right in. Please share with me what inspired you to start Zia Africa.
Well, there's two stories, but I'll give you the short one.
Even the long one is okay.
Yeah. So I started Zia Africa, at the time called it Zia Collection back in campus. And at that point, I used to import clothing from Australia, which came up as a result of seeing a gap in the market. There was no good quality, unique clothing that was affordable. So that was the era for Nairobi uniform, tribal tights.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Everyone in town literally sold the same thing. So I was
Yeah.
like, why don't I bring something that's different? Yeah. So that happened for a very long time. And then during COVID, there was no importing. So I was like, damn, I can't import. So what am I going to do? And I'd always wanted to create employment because my background is in community development.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew for sure I want to empower women. That's for one. And number two, I want to create employment. So I was like, why don't I manufacture locally? So I shifted to local manufacturing, which was exciting. And we did that for a few years, like 3 years. And then last year, I happened to notice how much waste we have at our workshop. So I have a workshop in Ngara. And one of the Mondays, I don't know why it just like hit me. I'm like, all that is going to the trash. And I was like, we can't keep doing this. I need to find out more about sustainable fashion, find out how we can plug in, and also how we can reduce our waste as Zia. So that's how
The
the
transition
transition
happened.
happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I've seen online that you have Zia Africa and then you have Dahlia by
Yeah.
Zia, right? Which is now your clothing brand for kids.
Yeah.
Is that where like now you go with the waste of the Zia Africa clothes goes to, or
Yeah.
okay.
So Dahlia was born as a result of trying to reduce our waste. So instead of taking out our fabric or taking it to the trash, we decided to repurpose that fabric and turn it into children's clothing. We make the cutest little dresses and onesies
Yeah.
from our offcuts. And we also do cute things like scrunchies, headbands. And Jerry here has a headband that's made from our offcuts.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so we just try and utilize as much fabric as possible before it ends up in the landfills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. We're actually talking about that with our other guests with things like a lot of waste in terms of fashion, textile waste, and they're just ending up in landfills. There's no one who's really recycling them, or at least not
Yeah,
very many known people who are recycling
exactly.
them. So it's nice to see
Yeah.
that sustainable fashion is becoming a big thing now,
Yeah.
slowly but surely.
And I love it because I think the issue is that not many people are educated on it and there's not enough awareness. So I always feel like if I knew this earlier, I would have like,
Done it a long time ago.
yeah,
But you're here
exactly.
now.
I
That's
know
all
we're
that
here now,
matters.
thank God.
So can you tell me how like now you ensure there's sustainability in your supply chain?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sustainability has to come in multiple sectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do this in a couple of ways. The first, obviously, is the zero waste baby line. The second is in incorporating cotton fabrics that are made and grown locally.
Okay.
So about 70% of our fabrics are cotton, which is really exciting because our cotton industry had really gone down. So just seeing the job creation we're supporting and also the farmers, it's been really good. And then in addition to that, we recycle fabric. So like this is from a market, it's secondhand fabric. So
Okay.
if no one buys it, it ends up in a landfill. So what we try and do is just utilize as many different, varieties of fabrics that can help us extend the life cycle of clothing before it ends up in the landfills.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming then because, for example, what you're wearing is as you said, secondhand,
Yeah.
then that means the line has to be limited edition, right? Because you
Yes.
can't
So we just have a few pieces available. Maybe by the time this is out, it might be sold
sold
out.
out. Okay, so guys have
Yeah.
to be on it if they want like
Exactly.
exclusive pieces or unique
Yeah.
pieces. Okay, that's really
Exactly.
interesting.
Yeah.
And can you explain to me how, okay, you've already explained the sustainable materials are made from the cotton, which is really nice to see that. I didn't know that the cotton industry was not doing so well, or cotton farming was
Yeah,
not doing well.
because we've been importing fabric for the longest time. Cotton has not been in, quote unquote. So the fact that people actually are learning the importance of, using more organic fabrics, which are timeless and they're more breathable. So I find even at our store, when customers come in, they ask which fabric is this. So when you say cotton, they're like, oh, okay, that's exciting. I want to buy that. Yeah, so
What is the material that's often used for clothing?
polyester.
Ah,
Yeah.
is it because is it cheaper?
It's much cheaper. Yeah, so that's what
Okay.
fast fashion uses.
Yeah,
And polyester wears and tears quicker.
easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because one of the things that we discussed with Liz, my co-host, in our first episode was sustainable fashion versus fast fashion.
Right.
And we were talking about how sustainable fashion is often viewed as expensive.
Yeah.
And fast fashion is cheaper, probably because now of the fabric that they're using, and also like more accessible, I'll say,
Yeah.
because not so many, especially in Kenya, I don't know very many sustainable brands, but I know very many people who are selling clothes from like Shein or something.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit more about why it is that sustainable fashion is on the pricier side? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot that goes into sustainable fashion. For one, we are transparent with our supply chains. So, starting with who made your clothes and where were they made. Most fast fashion companies are not able to be transparent because they're paid so poorly and the workers are not treated well. So, that's why you can buy a top for $5. Maybe the worker was paid 50 cents. Yeah, that's something that people don't think about. So, for us as Zia, what we're trying to do is remain affordable despite introducing sustainable fashion. So we have a cap of about 10,000, which to me is not bad given our pieces are timeless. So whereas fast fashion, maybe you wear it once or twice, it tears, it's faded, it looks terrible, you have to give it out.
Or it's not trendy
Or it's
anymore.
not trendy anymore. Exactly. They're made to be trendy. Our pieces are timeless. I can't tell you how many winters you're gonna wear this outfit.
True.
Yeah. Or what you're wearing. How
What I'm
many
wearing, which is
summers.
Zia. Yeah,
Right.
true.
Yeah. So we try and ensure every design that we put out is timeless and can be worn and even passed down to children, which is something we used to do in the past. These days, what are you gonna hand down if you bought it from a fast fashion company? I almost shamed, but I'm not here to shame and
No,
name.
yeah. But I hear you. It's
Yeah.
it's the clothes don't last as long as they used to because
Right.
I have an older sister, and
Yeah.
when I was growing up, a lot of her clothes were handed down to me. But it's not
Exactly.
like I don't think I can hand down my clothes to many people. Yeah, I don't. If I'm buying like the fast fashion brands, I
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna last that long.
Yeah,
So
even after one wash, you'll see the difference. They are totally
yeah,
different
it's
color.
true.
The
Yeah,
fabric has
it's
chapad.
thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Um, do you educate your customers about this now sustainable fashion that you're doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
We've really been trying to educate our customers through social media, especially. We send out emails, we put out content that's, talking about what we are doing with Dahlia, the importance of shopping with sustainable fashion brands, how they can make their clothes last longer, how they can even wash their clothing so that it lasts longer, just simple things that they may not think about. So for us, it's really big that we create awareness. Even from our tags, we'll say, hey, these clothes are sustainable and this is why they're sustainable. Yeah.
Even your packaging, because you package
Yes.
in brown bags.
Yeah. So right from the
Or the
packaging.
brown boxes that I've seen. Yeah, so it's nice.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah. I
that.
love it too.
And I know Zia has its own print. Like you
Yes.
have the signature Z logo, and you've created some fashion pieces with that as well.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that design and then the sustainability?
Well, the thought process that goes into making any design is first, can this be worn 10 years from now, 5 years from now? We're not going to go with the trends, that's for sure. The second thing that goes into it is how unique is this piece? Because remember when I started back in campus, that gap was there. And till now, I really don't like seeing too many people in what I'm wearing.
I'm the same.
Yeah. So it's like, how can we make this design unique that when someone wears it, they feel like, oh, I'm special, I look good.
Yes.
So that's what goes into it, as well as the fabrics. So every fabric has a different story. There's the cotton ones, there's the recycled ones. There's some that we've had for a while, we upcycle. Like there's some turtlenecks that we used to have. Then in the winter ended. Now it was summertime. We just made them into a one shoulder. So I was like, this is fun. Like this is what fashion
Yes.
is about. Because I don't know if you remember growing up how we used to cut shorts. We used
Yes.
to cut like we just used to do like
Yeah,
DIY
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I used to do that a lot.
Yeah. So when I look back, I'm like, I love that creative side and that we get to tap into that with Zia and sustainable fashion.
I
Yeah.
really love that. I cut a lot of my mom's old jeans and she was not too happy with me. But I still wear them till today because they were really
Yeah.
good quality. So,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let me ask you in terms of the industry, where do you see sustainable fashion? Like, how do you see it progressing in our industry in Kenya?
Okay. First, I want to applaud Gen Zs. I know you're Gen Z. You guys are the ones who have called us out. Like, you're the ones who are actually asking who made our clothes, where were they made, what
Yeah.
kind of fabric is that, etc. So, for one, it's going to be very difficult to navigate this industry if you're not sustainable. I see with the education that's going on around it, and the awareness that's being created, it will be impossible to not move into sustainable fashion. And I think it's important that we all just take up sustainable fashion practices. It's not that hard. And you can just commit to one thing, even if it's saying we're going to reduce our waste, we're going to send our waste to, I don't know, a recycling company. That's one way of being sustainable. So if every brand can just think about what impact am I making on the environment and what impact are my clothes having, in the long run. Yeah.
And I've also seen that you are starting Zia Home, right?
Yes,
I saw that and I was excited.
me too.
So now you're going to also, will that also be available in your stores or?
Yes, it will be online and in store. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
Especially because I spend a lot of time at home.
Okay.
And it also gives me a chance to, you know, use the fabrics again, the offcuts in a way that's sustainable and still fun and, just what do I say, environmentally conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have a lot of offcuts, and I'm sure any Kenyan fashion brand can tell you, even some samples that maybe didn't work out, like how can you
Repurpose.
repurpose exactly those fabrics and swatches and just increase the lifetime of any fabric that you touch.
I'm excited when you launch, I'm going to buy some
Yes,
placemats.
please do. It's really cute, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
I'm very excited for you as well. It's nice to see that you're expanding in a very sustainable way because you could have launched everything at once, but
I
you've taken your time
know.
to develop
Yeah.
everything, which is really nice.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
A thing I've seen in this fashion space, especially in Kenya, is a lot of girlies, I call them the girls, they say that made in Kenya fashion brands have very similar clothes. And the girls want something different. But I see that Zia does that. I can attest as a Zia wearer that your clothes are unique. And I
Yeah.
because I see a lot of other brands, not that they're bad. It's like there's like a marking scheme. Like we're gonna have palazzo pants, we're gonna
Right.
have the kimono, we're gonna have the wrap dress. It's very how do I say? It's very common, but it's not that some of them have very unique designs. But at the end of the day, I think it's nice to see a wider variety because that's what consumers want.
Yeah.
So, what would you suggest to make other like these clothing lines more adaptable to their consumers? Can I say that? Is it market research or listening to what they want? What advice would you give to them?
Um, yeah, I agree with you. I think market research and also asking customers what they want to see. For us, we really value feedback, really, really, really. And I think that's the most important thing for a growing business is to listen to your customers. At the same time, tap into your creative space. So for me, I'm not scared of anything. I want to risk. I want to try and then be like, hey, those designs didn't go. Than
Yeah.
going safe and just going with what's happening in the market. So for us, we just want to disrupt as much as we can. What else can we do? Okay, we've done this. What else can we launch? What else can we? So like, I would urge other designers to not be afraid to take those risks and try. You never know. I follow a brand called Kai Collective. My team can tell you I'm always sharing their videos because they're so creative and they think outside the box. They're never like trying to go with the flow. And I feel like that's important for a fashion designer to just try. Just try and then we see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. You never
Yeah.
know. It might be a hit,
Exactly.
might be a miss, but at least you're giving it a shot,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Can you tell me how consumers can contribute to a more sustainable fashion industry? How would they go about knowing like, okay, this one is this one is a good place to buy from. This is a good fashion brand.
Well, I'd like to start by saying they need to do some research on sustainable fashion, read up on where you're buying from, find out who made your clothes for real, find out where were they made. If you can't find that out, that means there's something they're hiding. Number two, support sustainable fashion brands. And even those sustainable fashion brands, you can call them out, find out what are your practices, where are your clothes made, asking the same questions you would for a fast fashion brand. And try not to move with the trends. I know we're in a generation where you need to post a picture on IG and not wear that piece again. But try and get versatile pieces, build a capsule wardrobe. I'm very big on that. I think I only wear browns and neutrals.
Neutrals.
But
Our co-host Liz is the same. They're very same.
I just feel like it makes sense. You can mix and match in so many ways. And you can build your own kind of capsule wardrobe. So don't be afraid to repeat. I'm a certified outfit repeater. You will see me in this outfit maybe
And I
next
love
week, maybe
that.
tomorrow, who knows.
Yeah.
But this thing of following the trends or not wanting to be seen in something more than once, I just feel like it needs to die. And just being able to choose quality over quantity. Yeah. So you can spend 1,500 bob on one dress and shop every weekend, but you can't spend 4,000 on one long-lasting
True.
piece. So just think about it before you purchase. Yeah, think about what you're purchasing and how many times am I gonna wear this dress? Really? Yeah.
I think that's a wise decision because sometimes you can. I am guilty of being one of those people who used to say like, I need a new outfit for every event. I can't
Yeah.
repeat, and then I was like, I don't even notice what other people wear. Like I don't notice if
Exactly.
other people repeat their outfits.
Yeah.
So why do I have this mentality that other people care about what I'm doing, what I'm
Yeah.
wearing, and also even if I wear the same outfit, something is gonna be
Yeah.
different. Maybe the way I accessorize, maybe the shoes I'm wearing, or
Yeah.
even if I wear the same outfit, it still looks good. There's a reason I wore it
Yeah.
out, you know. So
Exactly.
I do agree with you that,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the capsule wardrobe, it's something that has helped me as well. Like having very standard pieces, white tops, black tops,
Exactly.
jeans. It's really it's nice to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to business, you mentioned that you started off importing clothes, then you started designing, and then now you moved into now sustainable fashion. Do you think people would you still do the same? Would you still take that path if you knew what you knew about sustainable fashion, or would you start your business first then go sustainable, or just start as a sustainable brand?
Well, I don't think any experience is a waste. So I love my journey for what it was. However, if I knew what I know now, definitely I would have gone sustainable first. But I always feel like there's a reason for everything. And maybe if I didn't go that route, I wouldn't even know the things I know now.
True.
Yeah. So I also like to say sustainable in two ways. Is a sustainable business, is your business making money? Is it profitable? Is it sustainable? Like it can run. And then sustainable fashion, obviously, with the practices of sustainability.
Yeah.
So when I think of sustainable businesses as a whole, I'd say you need to look at it like that. Is my business making sense? Is it sustainable? And what am I doing? What impact do I have on the environment? And see if you can reduce that impact on the environment.
Yeah, that's true. And then now when you were transitioning from, to sustainable fashion, did you face any challenges? And can you share? Clearly you did. So
Oh, we are
what are
still
the
facing
challenges?
challenges.
Okay. What are the challenges?
For one, accessibility to fabric. Oh my good Lord. Sometimes even when I hear that Kenyan brands have the same designs or whatever, it's because like there's such a limited amount of fabric available in this country. So that's why you find maybe two people have the same print. And that
Yes.
actually led me to designing my own print because I was tired of releasing a collection. And then you see this other brand has the
Has the same
same.
fabric.
It's heartbreaking, actually.
Yeah.
So for sure, I'd like to say the biggest challenge is access to fabrics and a wide variety of fabrics at that. So sometimes you might have a really nice piece which people love. Then you go back to the market, it's gone. That's done.
Yeah.
So that's a big challenge. Number two, access to suppliers who are sustainable and follow sustainable practices. There's not much information. And I remember I have an operations manager and when we're looking to transition to sustainability, we were on Google, like companies that sell cotton. Companies that then now the companies that we found, one was in Nakuru, the other one was in Thika.
Okay.
So now you start like now looking, going to Thika, they're like, okay, we need minimum quantity of 5,000 meters. 5,000 meters, I don't know whether this thing is going to sell.
Yeah.
So
That's a risk.
it's a big risk. And I would love if suppliers were more accommodating to smaller businesses who may not necessarily be able to afford the 5,000 meters, but maybe I can come back and buy 100 meters every month, every 2 weeks. And then the other thing is just the information. I feel, I know I've touched on it with looking for cotton, but information just around how to transition to sustainability. So maybe that's something I can look into doing. Because I'm sure a number of people, I've met my fellow, what do I say, industry mates.
Okay.
And I was like, I love what you're doing. I think it's amazing, but me, I don't know what
Yeah.
So I hope actually maybe one day I can like create some awareness or even write a book or something about how you can transition into a sustainable fashion brand. And I think for us, one of the things we've appreciated is other sustainable fashion brands call us out. Like if they see something we're doing or they like what we're doing, they will let us know, oh, that's awesome. How are you sustainable? And then they're like, okay, this is what you can do to be more sustainable.
Okay, that's
So I really have appreciated the support of others, and I hope I can do the same
nice.
for
Yeah.
anyone wanting to transition.
Okay, so that's an
Yeah.
opportunity that you have to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
the voice, for lack of a better word, of
Yeah.
fashionable, sustainable brands in Kenya.
Yeah.
Do you see any other opportunities, not just for you, but for even other fashion brands who want to be sustainable?
Yes, several. Just starting with zero waste. I feel like that's the easiest. Zero waste. Packaging. I am very willing to give out my contacts for packaging. That's on period. But yeah, packaging and being zero waste are the first two things I would suggest you do if you want to be a sustainable fashion brand. And then also trying to create pieces that last a long time. That's a big one because if you can hand down this dress to your daughter, how amazing is that? By the time it ends up in a landfill, that's already maybe I don't know how long from now.
Yeah, very many years.
Yeah, very many, very many. Okay,
Very
let's say that
many.
you're not about to have kids. we are
Very
praying
many.
blessings for
Yeah,
you.
maybe my
but-
niece. She's stressed me out, but the sentiment was good. You can hand this down to your children.
Right. But yeah, just creating pieces that last a long time.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, yeah, you can find us at the Village Market, New Wing, first floor, or on Instagram at Zia Africa, or on our website, www.ziaafrica.com.
Yes, and you can find her at Zia Bett.
Oh, Nandi Girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
The thing is, I actually
Yeah,
follow you. Like,
personally,
I just
I
feel like,
know. But that is my name.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you search it, it'll come up.
Yes,
I wasn't
so it's
wrong.
Zia Bett. Yeah. Thank you for
Okay.
having
Thank you so much
me.
for being here. I've learned a lot about sustainable fashion, and what you're
Yeah.
doing is amazing. And yeah, as a long time wearer, long time supporter, I will continue supporting. And I
Thank
know our audience will as
you.
well. So
Thank you for supporting us. We love your content. We love everything about
I'm
you.
blushing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep supporting us.
Anytime, anytime. So, guys, thank you for watching this episode, and be sure to subscribe and watch our previous episodes. And you can find us on social media as well, which will be on the screen and linked in the description box below. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.